To our channel, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so very much for supporting our channel. If you are watching us for the first time, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel if you are watching it for the first time, or you are our regular viewers but you have not taken your time to subscribe. Please do that, because by doing this, you are supporting the channel. Click the notification bell. This will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video. Help us share our videos, and on this particular video, please give us many likes so that it can be recommended to many people. And to all our supporters, allow me to thank you also in a very special way. Ladies and gentlemen, when Raila Amolo Odinga, William Samoei Ruto, and the Ugandan President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni shared photos of their meeting in Museveni's home in Uganda, there were different reactions. Some of the ODM supporters thought that Raila will be politically annihilated, and they thought this was the beginning of that journey to Raila's political limbo. Those who are supporting William Ruto rushed very fast to take political mileage, and they said that William Ruto was actually creating a job for Raila Amolo Odinga. But it is now emerging very shockingly that it was William Ruto who sought the intervention of Raila Amolo Odinga to help him amend fences with the president of Uganda, because they have a strained relationship. And this has really shocked many, and those of Kenya Kwanza do not want to accept this. This was actually carried out in the mainstream media. NTV is reporting this. Scratch my back. It took Raila's intervention to enable President Ruto travel to Uganda to mend fences with Uganda President Yoweri Museveni in the presence of Raila. It has emerged. Very many details have emerged concerning this, and briefly, it is reported that when Raila attended the burial of the former Namibian president, they met there with William Samoei Ruto. And Yoweri Kaguta had actually invited Raila because they have been behind the scenes effort to convince and persuade Yoweri to support Raila's quest to become the African Union Commission chairman. So Yoweri decided to invite Raila so that they could discuss, among other things, the possibility of supporting Raila and matters that are concerning East African community. So when William Ruto got wind of this, he reached out to Raila to take that opportunity. As they request for Museveni's support, they also discuss the strained relationship, because Kenya decided to aid out Uganda in the G2G oil deal, and Museveni complained, and he decided to switch to the Tanzanian airport. By abandoning the Kenyan market, Kenya was going to lose about 14 billion Kenya shillings, and this was worrying William Ruto because our economy is not doing all that well. So Raila agreed, and so they decided to kill two birds with one stone. And I know this is shocking. Some of these people do not want to accept. I want us to discuss this in details, ladies and gentlemen, and what it portends to Raila and Ruto and what it means. But as we do this, I still want to bring to you the progress of the 100 shillings challenge towards assisting Morine, and this is something we are doing on humanitarian grounds. Morine, as you all know, was working in Lebanon as a domestic worker, and she was tortured by her boss. She's back in the country and grounded, traumatized, and physically injured. We are trying to help her. She's got one baby and they're stranded. They can't make ends meet because right now she's just sleeping in the house. So we have been trying to contribute towards this cause. If you are touched, please help us reach out to her. We are contributing 100 shillings, but you can do even 50 shillings because this will go a long way in helping her. I want to thank in a very special way those who have contributed. We're handing over this money to her on Friday. So we only have 2 days. Kindly do something so that we can make a change in her life. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this news shocked many is because of the way the Kenya Kwanza team has decided to play their politics. I want you to listen to Rigathi Gachagua saying that the only conversation they will have with Raila Amolo Odinga is how Raila will exit national politics, and he was speaking bitterly.
We cannot violate the constitution by engaging a leader, engaging in criminal acts into a discussion. Kama anataka mazungumzo ni mambo mawili. Akuje pale kwa rais, atafute appointment kwa controller of state house. Na atakuta mimi nimeketi hapo na notebook. Mambo ya kujadiliana na Raila Odinga is one agenda only: to discuss his exit from Kenyan politics and permanent retirement from this country. Hiyo tutazungumza na yeye.
That was Rigathi Gachagua. I didn't imagine that there would be another conversation on how to help the Kenyan government regain their market that they had lost in Uganda. And all this has been unfolding, and Mandago one day spoke something that has become very relevant, especially now that there seems to be two divided opinions. Kindly listen to Mandago.
Niliwaambia hii siasa msiweke kwa roho. Mambo ya siasa ni kama upepo. Inaweza panda, inaweza shuka, inaweza simama. Na mumeona tayari vile hiyo maneno imeanza kuzunguka. Ama mjaona? Simuona? Ilianza 2014 ama ilikuwa sijui wapi, handshake ikakuja. Watu wengine karibu wapandishe pressure. Sasa tumeenda kwa hii siasa, tumeenda. Unaona sasa Mudavadi, Wetangula wako kwa bottom up wanatangatanga. Lakini hapo nyuma Musalia na Mudavadi, Wetangula walikuwa kona gani? Wewe endelea kuhangaika hapa Eldoret. Watu watakutana nani waju hapo kwa roundabout. Ukipiga kelele. I'm telling you, I am not the most experienced politician. Lakini kwa hii muda kidogo mmenipatia nafasi, nimeona mambo mengi sana kwa siasa. Na kuna mambo mnaona hapa kwa TV mbele, lakini ile mambo iko nyuma ya TV ni mingi kuliko iko mbele kwa TV. Hata mkiona watu wakigombana huko, jioni unasikia mtu anapiga simu, si ukuje dina. Na atakuja, na umejana ile mambo ilikuwa inaendelea kwa TV mbele ni tofauti. Usiku unasikia mtu anaambia my wife ametengeneza dina. Na wewe unashikwa na pressure hapa. Achana na hiyo maneno. Be peaceful.
Let us dissect this very fast. One, this was a win-win situation because William Ruto needed Raila more than Raila needed him. I know as a country, they must appear to be supporting Raila with resources and with that goodwill so that the other presidents will see that Raila and Ruto are working together, and this will give Raila an impetus that if you are supported by your government, then the government believes in you. Remember, there's been this complaint that Raila was engaging in mandamanos to topple Ruto's government. So by Ruto supporting willingly Raila Amolo Odinga, then the other presidents will see that there is peace and tranquility in the country. But then it was Ruto who had lost this market. 14 billion Kenya shillings. Losing it just anyhow like that was not very easy for this government, and they needed a reconciliation. And the conduit there was Raila Amolo Odinga. So this issue of Ruto creating a job to Raila Odinga is something that is dismissed with cost. It is null and void. It is something that has been orchestrated by the Kenya Kwanza apologists who are always working hard to gain unnecessary political mileage. And that is a fact. You might swallow it or not, but it is a fact. Number two, if William Ruto could not secure a deal to reconcile with Yoweri Museveni, they could not sit together, the two of them. They had to look for a neutral arbiter, Raila Amolo Odinga. Then how would William Ruto, campaign for Raila Amolo Odinga? How do we go to the other presidents and tell them, please support my candidate? And this is what we have been saying, that Raila's success to becoming the chairman of the African Union Commission is not dependent on William Ruto. It is dependent on Raila's network in Africa, and maybe being supported by people like the closest friends like Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, and the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, because it is easier for Uhuru to speak to people like Felix Tshisekedi of Congo, Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, than William Ruto, because he was not able to sit down with Museveni so that they can talk out their differences. It means that the fallacy that William Ruto is creating a job to Raila is not true again, because you cannot create a job when you cannot yourself reconcile with people whom you disagreed with. Number three, Rigathi Gachagua said that the only conversation they can have with Raila is how Raila is exiting national and local politics. We are now being informed that there are many more important conversations that the government wishes to have with Raila Odinga. And one of them was how to reconcile the government of Kenya to the government of Uganda. Remember, they have been saying that Raila is an entity. The man they have branded that was only hell-bent on toppling Ruto's government. Now it is becoming very clear that Raila means well for this government, and that is why he took that opportunity to do the reconciliation. Rigathi has been left with a rotten egg on his face, because peddling rumors and lies only can be entertained for a while, but the truth always comes at the right time, and this is the right time. Raila is a national leader, and no one can tell us that they cannot talk to Raila. There are very many conversations, and we should be having more of these conversations for the benefit of our nation. Rigathi actually rejected the National Dialogue team, and he said it was going to yield nothing. Now look at what is happening here. Who needs the other? It is William Ruto who needs Raila Amolo Odinga. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to say it here, that the supporters, political supporters, those who support either Ruto, Raila, Mudavadi, Gachagua, must be very careful. As you engage in physical and verbal, fights there, these people talk by the day. As Mandago says it, politics is dynamic. When you see these people engaging on public altercation, these people are doing business together. They're doing the business together. Their children meet on those high-end and high-class motels and clubs and in shopping malls. While hapa chini mnapigana, they look at deals and how to do businesses. And this is a lesson to us. Those who take a moment to start insulting Raila or insulting Gachagua, especially those who have been trying to gain political mileage in insulting Raila, this is a lesson. Let us try and engage each other in an amicable way to coexist together as Kenyans, because politics comes and goes. Today, Raila and Ruto are fighting. Tomorrow, they are together, shaking hands. Then it must not lead us to fight, to kill each other. The other time it was Uhuru who was fighting Raila. Then, before we knew it, they had a handshake. Let us understand from the lowest level of politics, MCA to members of parliaments and of governors, do not support or let your support of someone engage you in beating or killing another person. It is all useless to engage in fighting and killing, because these people have now reconciled and they seem to be working towards peace. And maybe when Uhuru Kenyatta said that the main disease that is ailing Kenya is the winner takes it all, people condemned him. Now Ruto is coming back and is saying that we need each other, we need to embrace each other, we don't need a winner takes it all. You don't win by making others lose. It must be a win-win situation. And that is my take.